Hello and welcome. Welcome to my channel, Transforming Grief to Growth with Denise. If you are looking for new ways to heal and grow and also rediscover joy after your loss, you're absolutely in the right place. I am Denise Deelwart and I'm the creator of the Flow Grief Release Method and Grief Neuro-Repatterning. My mission is to help you transform your grief into growth so that you can move forward with hope and with joy. Today we're going to be talking about why grief therapy fails you in grief. And we're also going to be looking at what works instead. Please, if you find this helpful, remember to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you never miss an episode. And if you feel so inclined to, please share. So here's the thing. You can talk about your loss for years and years and years. And you can go to therapy for years and years and years. And yet somehow you still feel stuck in your grief. You feel stuck. You feel there's something missing. Why? Why is this so? It's because talk therapy keeps you trapped in your pain. So today we're going to look at what actually helps you move forward, and that is Grief Neuro-Repatterning. If you've tried traditional therapy and wondered why you're not feeling better, today I'm going to explain exactly why talking alone doesn't heal grief and what actually does. So you can heal yourself and help others heal as well. So let's have a quick look at why talk therapy falls short. Why does talk therapy keep you stuck in your grief? In talk therapy, you talk and you talk and you talk. You analyze, you process. You talk about what happened. You talk about your past. You talk about how you're feeling. But here's the thing. Grief isn't just a thought problem. It's a whole body, a whole brain experience. Grief changes your brain. It changes the chemicals in your brain. So it really doesn't matter how much you talk or how much you go over what has happened in the past. You're not going to move forward. Because what you're doing is you're teaching the brain to stay in the past. Because you're going over and over and over that same experience. So you're not drawing a line in the sand and going, well, hang on, I need to heal. I need to move forward. You are keeping yourself stuck in your story. You see, when you're grieving, your brain is flooded with chemicals. And it starts rewiring. Your memory and your decision making and sleep are so disrupted. Talk therapy doesn't touch these neurological changes. It really doesn't. We have to interrupt the patterns, the brain patterns, and create new neural pathways. And that's where GNR, or Grief Neuro-Repatterning, that I created, helps the brain and helps you move forward and helps you move forward fast. I was chatting to one of my clients the other day and she said to me, Denise, I could tell my therapist every detail of my husband's passing. Yet, I still woke up every morning feeling like I was drowning. How many of you can relate to that? I remember when Martin passed away, I was seeing my psychologist, and I went there once a week. We were chatting every week. It was so good. I felt so good when I basically let it all out and spoke to her. But then on the way home, I started to feel this grief and this depression coming over me. And I thought, why am I feeling like this? I've just spent all this time with my therapist, with my psychologist, but nothing is shifting. And that's when I realized in an instant, I have to heal me. But how am I going to do that? So, what do we really need to do? We need to release our grief. But how do we do that? We cannot think our way out of grief. We really cannot think our way out of grief. When we start thinking a way out of grief, we get overwhelmed, we get depressed, we have that cloud come over, we get completely, what do I do now? And we give up. And we think we're going to stay like that forever. The good news is you're not. You're absolutely not. If you have the right method and the right tools, you will move forward fast. The very first step is we have to feel our emotions. We have to surrender to our feelings and what we're feeling, and not try and get over it, not try and be strong, not try and it'll get better soon, I'll just go through this, it's not happening. Ignore it. How many of you ignore your grief? We have to let it feel through the whole body. This is where Grief Neuro-Repatterning comes in, GNR. What it does, as you know, our brain is wired. It wires and fires. It has neural pathways that wire and fire together. So when we're just talking about our pain, and we're talking about our pain, and we're talking about our pain and our loss, and is what happened, and this is how I'm feeling, what we are doing is we are actually cementing that pathway in our brain. Yeah? Imagine for a minute it's like driving the same way and the same way home. You get on the motorway, you drive the same way home every single night. You're at work, you get in your car, you drive the same way home. Or you're going to the store, and you get in your car and you're suddenly at the store. You don't even remember getting there. That's because your brain is wired to that way of getting there. It just knows automatically, subconsciously, this is how we go. How many of you here, and I know it's happened to me many times, you get in the car and you go somewhere that you know you're going. You're going to the store. Now, let's use the store, which is easy. We know how to get to this local store, right? And you pull up in front of the store and you go, I don't even remember getting here. How did I get here? Did I go through that traffic light? Did I stop? What did I do? It's because it's subconscious. You're just moving through it. What we have to do is interrupt that pattern. And that's where GNR comes in, or Grief Neuro-Repatterning. It rewires your subconscious programs that are keeping you stuck in your grief. And at the same time, it calms the nervous system so that you feel safe to start rebuilding your life. Because that's what we have to do, is we have to start and rebuild our whole life. That's exactly why I created the Flow Grief Release Method, which combines GNR. So what is the Flow Grief Release Method? The very first step is to feel your emotions. We have to feel, like I said earlier, we have to feel our emotions. If we don't feel our emotions fully, we can't heal them. We just don't acknowledge them. We don't know what's going on. And we often wear a mask in grief. I'm okay mask. I call it the I'm okay mask. How are you feeling? I'm fine. How was your day? It was okay. We all do it. The next is the let go. Now, what is letting go? Letting go is not letting go of the memories. It's not letting go of the love. It's not letting go of the life that you shared together. It's letting go of the pain loops. Because that's what we do. We loop in, we loop out, we loop in, we loop out. Then, now that we've let go, so we've felt our emotions, we know what we need to let go of. What is that pain loop that I'm feeling right now, so that I can let go of it? Now we can start overcoming. We overcome the subconscious patterns with GNR. We don't even realize that we are running these patterns within our life. But once you start working on them and you start realizing, my gosh, that's a pattern. Why do I always do that? Now we can become whole. What is becoming whole? It's being able to welcome in a new reimagined life. So that's the flow method. F for feel, L for let go, overcome, and welcome. Whole, become whole, and welcome in a reimagined life. You see, when you use flow and GNR to heal yourself, you're also preparing to help others. So many of my students started out just wanting relief, wanting to heal their grief, wanting to be able to live again, and have ended up becoming flow grief release practitioners, turning their pain into purpose. You know, Pam spent 5 years in therapy after losing her husband. She also joined so many groups. She was in the hope that if she spoke to other widows, that she would be able to share her pain and they would help each other. She also joined Grief Share. Now, we don't have Grief Share in Australia, but I know that in the US you have Grief Share. When she joined Grief Share, she went through Grief Share not once, not twice, but 3 times, because she thought maybe she missed something. What Pam didn't realize at the time was that she was talking about it, talking about her loss, or listening to others that had lost, and that's not helpful. It didn't help her move forward. In fact, it kept her stuck. So by going 3 times, she started blaming herself that there was something wrong with her. But there absolutely wasn't. It was the method that she was trying to heal herself. Yeah? Does that make sense? I hope it does. She understood her pain. She knew that she had this pain. She wanted to let it go. But she just didn't know how to move forward. So after experiencing flow and GNR, she felt the shift within her within weeks. She started healing. She started moving forward. She started creating her new life. And she eventually certified as a flow grief release practitioner. And she now guides widows like her to reclaim their joy. So she's turned her pain into a passion. You know, then there's Deb. Deb lost her daughter suddenly. Naomi was away at school. She was a teenage daughter, and she passed away while she was away at school. Talking helped her cry, but it didn't change the emptiness that she felt. Not only the emptiness, but the guilt that she felt as well. With flow and GNR, she broke free from the survival loop. Remember I spoke about the loops? We loop. Our brain loops. She found meaning and began supporting other grieving mothers, honoring Naomi's legacy in the process. Because she knew when Naomi passed away that she didn't die in vain. She would create something more out of her passing. So let's summarize. Talk therapy fails grievers. Why? Because it only addresses thoughts and words. Talk therapy keeps you stuck in your story. Now, we all have a story on how we became a widow if you've lost your husband. We all have a story how we lost our child, how we lost our parent, how we lost our loved one. We all have a story. There's a story before and after. When we just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk about it. We're not releasing it. We're not letting it go. But we're feeling the pain, but we're not doing anything else but feeling. Thoughts and words cannot heal. We have to take action. We have to action those thoughts and those words. Yeah? Grief requires a method that works on the subconscious and on the nervous system level, so beneath the surface. Because our habits, the way we do things, is the way we do grief. We listen to stories and we hear other people. We listen to all the advice. Oh, it's going to take you at least 7 years. That's what my psychologist said to me when I asked her, when I asked her how long am I still going to be feeling like this? She said, Denise, you've just lost your husband. You're going to be like this for the next 7 years, at least. Well, that freaked me out. That's what drove me to create the flow method and then GNR. Because I was freaked out that I would be feeling like this at the age of 51 back then. This was 16 years ago. Then I was going to be feeling lost and lonely and, oh my God, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? My life's over. Grief is not a life sentence. The loss of a loved one is not a life sentence. It's a new beginning. It's an ending and a new beginning. So it requires a method that works on the subconscious and on your nervous system. Yeah. GNR rewires the grief brain. It rewires it. We do this magic in the brain. You learn how to do that. It rewires the grief brain. It repatterns the grief brain. GNR, Grief Neuro-Repatterning. Neuro is for your neural pathways, and repatterning is to create new positive patterns. We cannot think ourselves positive in grief. I would be a multi-millionaire by now if I listened to everybody that's just said to me, think positive, be positive. Read an affirmation, you'll be okay. No, because the brain is got its old patterning. We have to change that. We have to shift the brain. And we can only do that with action. We can't talk about it, we can't read about it, we can't share it. That's our journey, it's our inner journey. So while GNR rewires the brain, the grief brain, right? The grief brain is very different to a normal brain. Flow provides a pathway to release, to rebuild and reimagine a new life. So the two working hand in hand work really well and really fast. So when you heal this way, you not only reclaim your own future, but you become equipped to help others if you want to learn how to do that. So if you've been talking about your grief for months and months and months or years and you feel stuck, it's not your fault. Please understand that. It is not your fault. Talk therapy keeps you in your sad story and your loss. What you need right now is a method that helps you release that pain. You need to repattern the grief brain so that you can reimagine your new future. So that it can prepare you if you feel so called to guide others on their journey. Not everybody guides others on their journey, but a lot of us do. That's exactly what flow and grief neuro-repatterning do. To learn more, I invite you to watch my free training. It's linked below. Because healing isn't about surviving. It's about thriving. It's about transforming your pain into purpose. And sometimes about helping others find their way too. So thank you so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe, share this with someone who needs hope, and leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. Speak to you soon.